Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. On today's episode, we're going to interview Taran Butler. He is Keanu Reeves' weapons trainer on all the John Wick movies. He's also a world-class weapons expert who makes stars like Keanu, Halle Berry, and many others look great on the big screen. He's also the founder of a company in California called Taran Tactical Innovations. If you want someone to look like a professional killer, or if you just want to know how to properly use your weapon, this is the place to go. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. Most importantly, please make sure to post a link to this episode on all your social media to get the word out. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Now, let's say hello to Taran Butler. Hello, Taran. Welcome to the John Ark Show. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
Real good. We hear from Joe Rogan that you're a great guy, so I think that means we're already off to a great start with you.
All right, awesome. Yeah, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to compliment you on the quality of your work. I've seen YouTube videos of the weapons training that you provided people like Keanu Reeves, Halle Berry, and many others. And one of the reasons it is so impressive is that I can see the speed and the precision and accuracy of their movements on screen after you have trained them. How long does it take to train an actor and turn them into a legitimate looking killer on screen like that?
It takes probably about 10 sessions to get, maybe 10 to 15 sessions to get to the level of them. But they've gone levels beyond any other actors or any other production because the director is just that way. He's very detailed. He's very, he's a martial artist, Chad Stahelski. So he pushed me on John Wick 2 to take Keanu to a level I never pushed an actor before. Usually it's just make sure the grip isn't dumb or cup and saucer or whatever. How to do reloads properly, all that stuff. But he wanted such next level stuff, and it paid off in the movies because the audience of military, law enforcement, competitive shooters, that industry patriots like to see good quality weapons handling and all that. And we watch a movie and the guy's supposed to be a super badass, and he's a total dork holding the gun all goofy, or he's got a big old gap in the back and he's flicking out shooting the gun. It takes that away. So when they saw Keanu's video come out in 2015 of him on my range, it went viral, 10 million views, all that. It set a new standard for actors to learn that, because in the gun industry in Hollywood, most of the training has been done by like an ex-military guy or ex whatever. And those positions have been held by people for 20, 30, 40 years that are doing the training. And it got a little bit complacent, dogmatic. And I brought into it the multi-gun, 3-gun competition world. The first time ever be involved in Hollywood. And it set a different level. It's kind of like a UFC fighter versus a 1990s dojo karate guy that nobody knows if he's any good or not. So that was kind of the difference.
Well, the only other times that I have seen that kind of speed and precision and accuracy was when Michael Mann had Robert De Niro train for Heat, or when they trained Tom Cruise in Collateral. The gunplay there was really precise, really fast. But what I see Keanu and Halle demonstrating is clearly next level stuff. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So let's go back to the beginning. Tell us about your background. How did you get involved in the weapons industry?
Well, I loved competitive shooting, and I followed it for years. And one day these guys convinced me to go to an indoor match with my Glock 21, a big fat 45, nothing much done to it. And it was the Northridge indoor match. And at that match, I beat everybody who had more exotic, wild, special custom guns. And then the guy was a stuntman from First Blood Part 1. So Bruce Barber is like, and if you watch First Blood, the part where he jumps on the top of the truck, he's like, what do you got in the back? And him 60 guns. He throws the guy out of the truck. That was Bruce. And he had this cool box that opened up all these cool guns. And he had a 6-inch Glock 24, a 40 cal with a big old giant mag. And he let me run a course with that after I beat everybody on the bowling pins, and I slaughtered everybody even better. He was like, boy, you got to get down to the big leagues. Go to the Southwest Pistol League. That's where all the competition shooting began back in '63. All the top shooters have been there winning in this perpetual cup. So in like 90, 95, I went 94, late 94, I went there and I came in seventh out of 118 people with this gonzo, junky, out of the box Glock 45 versus custom 2011s. That basically it's a Ferrari versus a little CRX, you know? So I'm like, wow, if I could come in seventh, my first match, I could start winning this. So since then, I've got like 44 title defenses on 2 separate cups, winning those cups like a maniac. So I've got the better guns. And I ended up starting designing guns for myself to win, doing better triggers, better designs on the guns. And I got into 3-gun. Now 3-gun versus pistol is just a pistol. 3-gun is a pistol rifle shotgun. And to me, it's like, I don't want to be just the best with what is considered the backup gun to a military guy. I want to be the best with all the guns. So in 96, I got into 3-gun and started dominating that forever. Then I won. I'm the only guy to ever win the limited, the tactical, and the unlimited division at the 3-gun USPSA Nationals. So did all that, but then Hollywood came to my door several times. I mean, the first thing I ever kind of witnessed was going down to Valencia. My cop friend, who's my partner in crime and shooting, always come in second, Chris Perez, called me and said, hey, do you want to see Tom Cruise training for Collateral?
Oh, okay.
Oh, hell yeah, I do. And I watched him train with Mick Gould. Mick Gould's an SIS guy from Britain. He's a good trainer. He is responsible for all the cool stuff in Heat, even though some other guy named Abernathy or somebody tried to take credit for it. He was the one. And he's a very nice guy. We worked together on Miami Vice. We worked together later on a Johnny Depp movie called Public Enemies. And I came in to help with the shotgun loading for Stephen Lang and all that fun stuff. So that was some stuff I did. I worked on the first Avatar, the most recent ones, but it didn't explode until John Wick 2 when people saw Keanu just running a 3-gun course like a beast. No other actor has even done anything even close to that before. So it blew people's minds. So every actor wants that in their repertoire to add to the list from just, every actor's a martial arts guy and fighting, Jason Statham, everybody, Wesley Snipes, they can all fight, they could beat up most regular people, but adding the weapons is the next level of martial arts.
What made you such an effective competitive shooter? Was it eye-hand coordination? Was it training? Was it skill? Was it experience? Was it some combination of those?
It was kind of like you get lucky, like you were just born to do something. I was born to be a shooter. I could shoot from the hip without aiming and knock down 6 plates in like 1.54 seconds. Like it was meant for me. My mom and dad bought this property. It's 20 acres, ended up turning it into my range, accidentally became this whole thing. It all kind of just fell into place without planning it. And it all came together. And that's just what I'm good at. I'm a natural shooter and I'm a good trainer too. It's about communication. There's a lot of good trainers out there, but they just don't communicate well. And
how old were you when you shot your first gun?
My first gun, I was like 6 or so, probably in the 70s. My mom and dad bought my brother and I a big gun collection of crazy guns, and then they all got stolen and went from riches to rags and went through a lot. It's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother episode. But, I was very blessed that the creators of John Wick 2 came to me, and that changed my life. I mean, the company was doing well. I started parlaying my custom work into a gun company. I helped a couple of the gun companies get off the ground. Now they're $1 million organizations, but they didn't treat me well. So I just did my own thing. So I'm doing super well now. And the difference is I'm the guy that knows how to make these guns shoot a certain way and have the feel. It's like a super race car driver having like Lewis Hamilton build your cars versus just a guy from Campbell's Soup who thinks cars look cool. It's a big difference. So that's why when people hold my guns, they're just like, oh my God, this thing feels so good. It's dead on, it's accurate. Because guns can look really cool, but if they don't hit point of aim, the barrel fits are loose, if the sights are crappy, and the trigger is horrible, and it doesn't run, and the grip job is slippery, it just looks good on Instagram.
What is it that you're optimizing on those guns? Is it the sight? Is it the trigger pull? Is it the balance and weight? What is it? Or is it proprietary and you can't really discuss it?
I can say anything. I can tell you anything. Well, it's different. Like say for a Glock, this is the John Wick 2 Glock, totally tricked out. This is not really the same Glock anymore. We've done a much better grip job on the gun. We put better fiber optic sights on there, which is the plastic horrible sights. These sights actually hit point of aim, unlike most sights out there. We lighten the slides. We put in an amazing trigger job from Timney. It's called the Alpha Trigger. There's nothing like it. It detonates everything, and it's as light as it can get. We texture the grip, put on a flared magwell, an accelerator cut for your thumb, a match-grade fluted barrel, ion bond finish, so it's indestructible to scratch it, better guide rod. It's all these details that make the gun shoot better. We also build guns from scratch. So this would be like your ultimate Corvette, Callaway Corvette. And these 2011s here are literally the Ferraris and Lamborghinis of the gun industry. There isn't a better gun for shooting fast and accurately or winning anything on the planet better than a 2011. That's just all there is to it. You don't get above it unless Buck Rogers comes out with some weird laser pistol in a couple of years. So this is a gun we built from scratch. It is the gun in John Wick 3. It's the 2011 Combat Master. It is the ultimate handgun. It's right now the reigning champion of 3 divisions at the 2-gun nationals. It's just an awesome gun.
So a couple of questions. Why do you prefer the 2011 to the Glock? And also, do you sell that John Wick version of the Glock that you modified?
Yeah, I sell all this stuff, everything.
What is the normal manufactured model go for, and what does it go for? Unless you don't want to discuss prices, then we don't have to.
We can. The regular Glock is around $700 in that ballpark, $800 depending on the store, maybe more. Mm-hmm. After we're done with it, it's in the $2,000 to $2,500 range, depending on options. You want to get some guys like red dots on top. Mm-hmm. That's super cool. I'm not totally opposed to red dots. I just don't need them the way I shoot, and I don't like to rely on electronics to save my life because you never know when a battery's going to die or a wire is going to pop loose. This is a very popular like carry gun here. This is a Glock 19. It's the most popular like carry gun in the world. It holds 21 rounds. It's got an RMR on top. It's all done up. It's got a match grade barrel fit, front serrations. It's lightened, so it's easier to carry. A little carry mag well, not the big competition one. Trigger job, skeletonized around the mag release button, opened up so you can hit the button without an extended button, so the mag doesn't fall out and lay on a table. All the details. I'm a very detailed person. Details matter. I've lost championships by overlooking the littlest detail. Like I didn't Loctite my front sight 20 years ago at a major match, my first time. It was shifting. I was missing everything. Didn't know it till I got home and it fell off. And then next year I won that match 12 years in a row because I didn't make those dumb mistakes again. So it's all about those kind of details.
So the John Wick, once again, the John Wick pistol you just showed, what was the Glock model number on that?
A Glock 34.
34. Okay. What caliber is that?
It's 9mm. Right now, everybody's buying 9s for a lot of reasons. Ammo has quadrupled in price, if not more than that, because the way the environment, the way the world is with, defund police and street craziness and all that. So everybody's just, panic buying, like with the toilet paper. All the ammo has been bought up, and then the administration shut down ammo from Russia. That didn't help anything. So ammo went from like $200 $1,000 to $1,000 $1,000 and all that nonsense. So 9 is less expensive. Plus 9mm nowadays isn't like it was. They can make really, really exotic, extremely well put together bullets that have the stopping power of most 45s out there. Because the debate is like, yeah, I want a 45 with stopping power. Mm. And I'm not against it. I don't want to get hit with a 45. But if it's the wrong 45 bullet, if it's a 230 grain, slow, lame brain hollow point, then my plus P plus 127 grain Winchester is going to smoke that bastard, So also, it's also about like, okay, do I want to go like, oh my God, this gun kicks so much? Or do you want to be able to like pop, hit your targets faster? Yeah. But I'd rather have 2 or 3 9mm on the bad guy than one mega plus P plus 45, and I can't control it. I can't go practice with it because it costs $900, $1,200, 1,000 rounds. It's just a different world nowadays. So I'm not against the 45. I have 45s for self-defense. I have everything, mostly 40 cal. But if you look at lots of shootings, I train lots of cops, SWAT teams. I always ask them, dude, it doesn't matter if it's a 49 or 9mm. It's the shot placement and it's the bullet design that makes a difference.
And also, a lot of people don't realize if you wake up in the middle of the night and you hear somebody kicking in the door and you fire your 45 inside the house, your ears are going to be ringing for a week. So they're extremely loud indoors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 45, it's the louder one would be the 40 cal. But indoors is going to be loud no matter what you do. And I also recommend for home defense like this TLR 8 laser on your gun. So if you're not the greatest shooter in the world, how can you miss with this laser? Mm-hmm. That's your complete buffoon. Plus, it's a little bit of like, it's got a laser on my face. I'm getting out of here. It ain't worth it. Still a toilet paper. So,
So how difficult was it for you to start your company, Taran Tactical Innovations, in a state that isn't exactly known for being the friendliest to gun owners?
Oh, I mean, it's where I lived my whole life. I love California. I know it's going through hell, and I wish it would, get a cleansing and all that, but it is what it is. It's where I live. I stay here mainly because that 20 acres my mom and dad bought is in a very special location. Everybody could get there. Our neighbor's the Reagan Library. I love Reagan. And I'm not going to leave it, but I do pay brutal taxes and go through a lot of misery. And a lot of the companies that I helped start back in Oxnard have all left. So I kind of get it. They're paying less taxes now, going to other states and all that stuff. And I might have an offshoot TTI eventually, maybe in Vegas or Atlanta or something, or Florida. But it is what it is. I'm making it here. I'm doing my thing. People like my products, and just trying to get enough of them made to get everybody satisfied. That's the main thing. And I've been very lucky to have major movie franchises using my guns with major actors. So because I'm training them, and then they see the guns and shoot them. And a lot of movies are smart. They don't want to like make Fast and Furious 10 and use a bunch of 1995 CRXs and an old Corvette, 95 Corvette. They want the coolest stuff, and the audience wants to see cool guns, not hokey dopey guns like an HK with a weirdo thing on it, like from Tomb Raider or whatever. They want to see like really badass, true winning guns.
So it looks like you guys sell a lot of weapons similar to what John Wick uses in the movies. What percentage of your gun sales would you estimate are those John Wick replica guns, and what percentage are the other guns that you sell?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really check those numbers. I'm more out there training people or doing promos. I'm sure it's a big part of it. I mean, we put a lot of guns in John Wick. The director loves the guns. Everybody, has them and uses them. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, we have a Glock 19 from John Wick, an AR-15, Benelli's, all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I have to look it up.
Oh, that's okay. So you guys are located in Simi Valley, is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, for people who have never been there, I know you have an elaborate website that they can purchase online with. Can they come there and purchase weapons, or is it just weapons training at the location?
They can come. It's more like call by appointment only. We're not like an open gun store yet. We just walk in and just mill around and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
we can have like 10 people a day come by, stuff like that. So we don't have that many come by. Mostly we're all online. 90% of what we do.
Tell us the names of some of the celebrities that you've trained over the years.
Well, I mean, obviously Keanu, Halle Berry. There's Will Smith. There's Kevin Hart. Just trained him for Borderlands coming out. I did the movie Nobody, so we trained the star of that, which is Bob Odenkirk. It's a long list. Michael B. Jordan for Black Panther and Without Remorse. It's all on our Instagram. The John Bernthal, the Punisher, trained him. The cast of SWAT, the star of Hawaii Five-0 before the show just got canceled last year. It's just there's a lot of people. The movie Kate, trained Mary Elizabeth Winstead, trained a girl from the new Mission Impossible, if it ever comes out. Her name is Palm. That movie called The Hunt, trained the female star for that one. She was also later in that thing with what was that thing, Tomorrow War. She was in that also. So it just is a lot. I can't remember everybody, but
That's a long and very impressive list. So tell me, I used to think that back in the day, the Bond movies were the gold action movie standard, and now clearly John Wick is the gold standard. When a studio or a producer sends one of their stars to you to be trained, tell me about that program. Is it a week long? Is it a month long? How intensive is it?
It just kind of depends on them. None of them are as long as John Wick, because the director I think he's amazing, because the amount of fight training he puts in, and horse training and car training. He always makes this comment like, instead of trying to fake being good, just be good. And being good requires a lot of work. Like Halle went through a lot of work to do that part, and hurt herself physically fighting, broke some ribs, all that. But in the end, it paid off to take her career next level again as a major action star. But yeah, I mean, just most movies, it's probably like 5 or 6 times. They're pretty efficient. But the Wick franchise and anything related to that has been way more training. Like I had to teach quad loading, which is insane. No one's ever seen that in a movie before. The old original style tactical shotgun loading in John Wick 2, quad loading in John Wick 3. Just fast transitions of guns, the mags. You can't fake it. You can't CG it. When people see Keanu do it, they might not know what he's doing, but like, holy shit, what was that? Like he does this crazy load in John Wick 3 with the shotgun. Everybody's like, what did he just do? But it looks sick, and the director is smart with that. He doesn't just brush over the details and want just generic action. It's very detailed, and that's what I love about him.
Well, I've never worked as a producer. I've never worked with Keanu, but I know people who have, and they all say the same thing: how incredibly polite and modest he is, how professional he is. I've seen social media video of him interacting with the public, and it's clear that this is a very respectful soul. Tell us what he was like the first time you met him and worked with him.
I came out and just super down to earth, nice guy, very, very focused on getting it right. If you notice some of the older videos, he's always shaking his head at the end. Oh, I missed that one out of order. Halle's like shaking her head, like, it was great. It was 16 seconds. He's like, all right, okay, and that video is pretty cool. That's like 41 million views on that video. So he's always trying to go next level to be the best he can. And as far as a human being, I've never met anyone as wonderful as him. The only one even with him would be Halle. Just down to earth, wonderful person, mega movie star who's just the nicest, most generous, giving person I've ever met. Even on John Wick 4 recently, he gave all of his stunt guys these Rolex watches. Remember on The Matrix, give everybody these Harley Davidsons. He did a lot for me on John Wick 4. I'll tell about later. Just incredibly generous, huge heart, wonderful person, and a great friend. He's a wonderful person.
Now, did Keanu have a lot of weapons experience prior to you beginning work with him? Or at what point in his skill level did you meet him?
Well, I mean, he got some little gun training on Point Break. He obviously did gun stuff in Matrix, machine guns, all this fun double hand, John Woo stuff. He got some good training on John Wick 1. I watched the videos. They're not moving or doing anything, but it's just the basic stuff. It was solid. He, flicking the gun mag out to the side and all this stuff. And when I was training him, I couldn't fix the flick. He would flick the mag out because the fast way to reload is just to throw it in and shoot. And he was flicking it to the side, and the mag would fly out the side. It's slower, but I liked how it looked, and I just let's just call this the Wick flick because it looks cool. Why fix it? I mean, for movies, who cares? It's fast anyways, right? So he's had some decent training. I'm not going to be like, he was awful or anything. He was good. I just took him like 50% next level with so much more stuff, The shotgun loading he was trained with before was a little bit outdated with the chamber racket, chamber racket. I taught him like loading four at a time, super fast, but it wasn't like he knew nothing. He knew about guns. He got some training also on a movie. There was a cop movie he did with Terry Crews and Common. I think it was like Street Kings. So, he's the only time he had a bad grip was an old comedy he did a million years ago where he was left-handed because he's left-handed. He's ambidextrous, but he's learned to shoot right-handed. So he's got a really bad grip in some old movie with Lori Loughlin. It was called One Night of Lunacy, some teen comedy. But after that, he got pretty dialed. But I just took him next level. Plus, he likes it. He enjoys it because he has a motorcycle company called Arch. Mm-hmm. They make the most elite, incredible motorcycles in the world. They start at like $90,000, and the machinery of guns and cars and motorcycles are all kind of like that guy's kind of garage mindset. It's fun. So he likes the mechanics and the details. He knows the details. Like, give him a different gun. He's like, wait a minute, this barrel's a little bit shorter. Is this barrel fluted? Is this comp a 4-port or 3-port? Like he notices stuff, on the new gun for John Wick 4, I can't talk about. He noticed something I did to it way different. Like, oh my God, this shoots way softer. What did you do? He called it the cheater gun because it was so crazy fast. He's like, this is cheating. It's cheating. So he's fun with that stuff.
So next, Halle Berry comes into your life for training. What was it like the first time you met her?
It's kind of surreal because I loved her career. I love Halle Berry. Been one of my favorite actresses, and to have her there and to be so incredibly sweet. And I have like a team of really awesome female shooters that win stuff and they train everybody. And she just gelled with them so well. And over the next 5 months, we all kind of became friends. She was so sweet to everybody. And she was kind of like, I don't know, Taran, like, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to be amazing. I'm going to say, and I told her, I go, when this movie comes out, because I see the work ethic you had, it's exactly like Keanu's. You're never satisfied. You're always pushing, staying longer. When it comes out, your career is going to change. She's like, oh, whatever. Because at that point, I think she got rid of her manager. The management was pretty weak. They found her crappy stuff like Existence and The Caller and Kidnap, these kind of just throwaway movies. It just isn't pushing her talent at all. So she dropped everything to do Wick. She busted her butt to do it. When it came out, she called from New York. She's like, Taran, oh my God, everybody is freaking out that I'm the baddest woman on the planet. And she's laughing. And I'm like, I can't believe it. You were right. You were right. And then we went to the premiere and at the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and she was just so sweet at the after party. Like, my life has changed. The Chad changed my life. You helped change my life. You were right. And then she put a video out, or they put a video out from Lionsgate of her shredding like a maniac. She was scared. She was going to get attacked for anti-gun and all that stuff. And it wasn't. It was like, you're the baddest woman I've ever seen. Everybody that was like, from that side of the world is like, oh my God, you're just badass. She's on Entertainment Tonight. They're like, you're the most badass woman I've ever seen. And it was nothing negative. It was great.
Not only did that movie Parabellum transform Halle, but her dogs were fantastic on that movie. I love the dogs. So
yeah, she trained more with the dogs than shooting. Like, and then Keanu trained more with the horses than shooting because it was just so much work with the animals. And when they got to Morocco, they didn't account for all the cats everywhere. So it was so much harder because there's all these cats that just live. They're really cute cats everywhere. And the dogs are like, what? We didn't account for this. Like, it was so much harder to get the dog scenes to perform because the cats kept, drawing the dog's attention and all that stuff. But she loved the dogs. She became really close with the dogs.
So I understand that you just returned from Europe where you were helping Keanu work on John Wick 4. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I mean, I don't want to, you sign all these contracts and stuff.
Okay.
I'm super excited for the movie.
Okay.
It's, again, next level. You have a team of people that are just the best in the industry with the fighting, with the cast they got is awesome. And the story, I love the storyline. It's really great. They added some great new actors to it. And just the locations they found, which are all over the Instagram. You can see where they were filming and all this stuff. I'm just super excited for it. I can't wait. It's going to be unbelievably freaking amazing action film.
And if is it true that they're filming 4 and 5 consecutively or simultaneously, or do you not know?
No, there's no talk of 5 right now.
Okay.
I think, well, that was the plan before COVID, and then that kind of derailed everything. And just to make the movies nowadays, you got all these COVID rules. It runs the budget up and all the testing and all the madness. So they just did 4. I have no idea if there's a future for what's going on. I know there's some spin-offs, Ballerina and the Continental. They're doing that now. One of my trainers is working on the Continental right now, JR Guerrera. So helping, keep kind of the TTI world with the training of the weapons for the franchise. But yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about what the future is right now. I don't think anybody really knows. Maybe they do. I don't know. Keep it secret.
I'm going to make a prediction. I heard that Keanu made $250,000 on the 3 Matrix movies. I'm going to predict that the Wick movies are going to make even more. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, $250,000. That's
no, not $250 million of a billion.
$1 million. Anyways, yeah. No. This new one is gonna be every one doubles its box office. The first one cost like $21 million to make it. It made, I don't know, like 80, 90 million. The next one cost 90 million. It made 200 million. The next one, just because people love the character, they love it. And if they don't do anymore, it's sad because people can just see that the work involved in the training and the action and the action in the movies is just not all this CG green screen. So even if you're not even an expert at watching green screen, you just don't feel this is real what you're watching, and most of the stuff is real stunts, and Keanu's doing 98% of his own stunts. And people like to see that. People, whether they're a movie expert or not, they just know when this is just fake car crashes and green screen and CG everything, and just bouncing around on wires in a green room. And there's just something just like two-dimensional in your mind about that. It feels too much like a video game. You're not into it like an actual real movie of the good old days.
So let me get your opinion on some weapons. If your life depended on it, which handgun would you want at your side?
My house mostly has, I have Glocks like this in 40 caliber. So it's this exact gun in 40 caliber, the laser, the fiber optics. Holds a crap ton of rounds. It's got the gnarliest hollow points you can possibly buy. literally a 10 millimeter that holds, 17 rounds. I also have a 44 Magnum 4-inch hidden somewhere in case the guy is just a big monster goon from a video game and I can't get through the meat. And I've got ARs and shotguns. I've got stuff everywhere. You don't want to come over and cause trouble. So,
What about assault rifles? What do you think is the best? Is it the AR-15 or is it something else?
well, the assault rifle is a political whatever thing. I mean, yeah, I guess you call it. The AR-15 is the ultimate rifle. To this day, it's the fastest rifle out there. It's the most accessories. Every brand makes a version of it. Mine is like the lightest, fastest, most accurate, and it's priced well. Biggest mag well. It is the ultimate rifle until again Buck Rogers or Han Solo comes out with a more lasery, weird phantom gun, or the Ames blast rifle 40-watt range. Until that comes out, it is unbeatable.
What do you recommend for home protection? A shotgun or a handgun?
Handgun, because the shotgun, like you could put it somewhere and someone just now is standing over your bed holding it because they could find it really easy. The handgun can be hidden in your bed differently, better places, things like that. I prefer you can maneuver through the house with it better. I got on the shotgun, get out of my house, I'm gonna blow you away. Like that's a factor, but you can also take the handgun and you can rack it and they can hear that too. If that's your thing is to scare them with noise,
Is it difficult to get a concealed carry permit in California?
Not as difficult as it was. California's sheriff just opened it up and is really pushing that through like never before. So it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, even though it should be because it's the way that California's run right now.
So if somebody applies today and they have no felony convictions, how long do you think it would take to receive?
I don't know. It's just really not my thing. I just recommend my friends that do that. I don't want to step on their toes. That's their business.
All right. So what's Keanu's favorite weapon?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. He enjoys shooting and the feeling of it and stuff like that.
Okay. What about Holly? What about Halle Berry?
I don't know. She enjoyed shooting the MPX, and the Glock 19. Pretty much the guns in the movie, which is mostly what they shot. So they really don't have a lot of options.
So as I'm sure you and everybody else have heard, Alec Baldwin recently had an incident, where he allegedly shot a female on the set. Don't weapons masters usually tell people never to actually point a weapon at the person that are shooting? Isn't that standard protocol?
Yeah, I mean, that's totally true. But then you have to look at a scene where there's a ton of machine guns shooting at a crowd of guys coming down. How do you not shoot in their direction? The problem here is that, there was a lot of protocols broken here like crazy. You shouldn't be shooting right next to the set live ammo. It's ridiculous. If you're the producer, you should say, what the hell are you guys doing? Get out of here. Get this live ammo the hell out of here. Don't have it on the cart. Don't have it in the guns. And 3 hours later, the gun is brought there with a round still in the chamber or whatever the hell happened. That's just insane. With the semi-automatics, that accident really cannot happen like that. The worst that could happen if some idiot brought live ammo, it would fire it, blow up inside the gun. But with revolvers, it's different. There's more of a chance of an accident. But we've done movies now for 100 years, have fired literally probably 1 billion rounds of blanks and different kinds of loads, and have only had 3 accidents. And they're by total gross, stupid negligence that it happened. So if you look at stunts, there's been over like 47 people killed doing car stunts. Are we banning the cars? The Alec Baldwin show, I watched it the other day. What he talked about is not possible. Maybe he had the trigger pulled down and wasn't realizing it, cocked it back and let it off, and it fired. But there's no way a single action army hammer is just going to fall without pulling the trigger. That's just all there is to it. You cannot hit it and make it fire. There's no way on earth. So that's some lawyer way out of it or whatever he's doing. He might just not have been thinking and had his finger on it, and his mind went off and shocked him, and he thought his finger was off of it. I don't really know. Where's the video? They're filming the scene. Let's see the video. Why don't you just show us the video? Then we'll all know what happened. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse saw the video. There's what happened. We know what happened. You can't deny it. So that incident is a nightmare. You have someone that's only done one movie before, and yet accidents before that. Somebody should have done something about it. The guns have gone off prematurely before that, and then 6 people walked off the set, bitching about all the misery on the show. It was just one of those cursed, low-budget ghetto shows of nobody giving a crap, of garbage everywhere, and then you get an accident like that. So,
yeah. So you mentioned possibly opening up a store or a place in Las Vegas. I think, Las Vegas, Texas, possibly even Florida, the more crime escalates nationwide, I think the more receptive those business environments would be to another location of one of your stores. So let us know
Okay,
if you do decide to open one up at some point in the future.
I will.
Well, before we go, is there anything else that you would like to promote?
Um, I don't know. Just I appreciate letting me do the show with you. It's super awesome, and we make pretty custom guns. Very cool stuff that people like, and we stand behind our guns and make sure they work good. And I think everybody should just see John Wick 4 when it comes out next year. They're gonna love it.
By the way, if someone called and said, listen, I want the exact same training that you gave Keanu, is that possible or would that cost a fortune?
Well, I can't do 5 months with one person, all the time. Like I'm all over the place. I've got great trainers, but we're spread pretty thin. We just, we're accommodating people as we come and doing our thing. I mean, we're doing it, but that was a hell of a lot of training he went through for those movies, and it's pretty rigorous. If they're down for it, it's possible, but we got to make room for everybody.
Well, Taran, it's been great having you on the show. I see why everybody loves working with you and Taran Tactical, and I want to wish you continued success, as well as tell you that you are always welcome back on the show, my friend.
Thank you, John. It was super fun.
Thank you. Bye bye.